K975, home to the morning hustle, Ayeeedubb, and I have a very, very special guest in the building, the LeToya Luckett. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing so good. It's a surprise that you're in the studio this week for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show on our sister station. How's that been over there?
Oh, so much fun. Early mornings, baby. I don't see them hours, but I have had a really, really good time.
What time did you have to wake up to do the show? 4:40?
4:40 in the morning.
Ma'am, I have not seen that time since I'm leaving the club. I don't get up.
Yeah.
I go to sleep at 4:40. That's crazy.
The toughest thing is actually going to sleep.
Because you gotta go to sleep early.
Yeah, I got to go to sleep by 9:30, 10.
Ooh.
So I'm like, wait, I'm not sleepy yet. What am I doing?
Right.
But I have to put on spa music and make myself go to bed.
Right, so you just gotta lay in bed and just decompress and just to go to sleep. It's crazy.
Yep.
Now, I know you have to leave it to LeToya, but would you ever do like a podcast or get into radio, or you just like the featured guest and here and there type of thing?
No, I would.
Yeah?
I've done radio for my hometown station before, 97.9 The Box.
Okay.
And so I would just, come in every once in a while, maybe fill in, but I enjoyed it. I mean, the only thing I don't like is the hours as far as getting up early, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun to me. So I would absolutely be down for doing radio, podcasts, all the things.
Okay, well, if we're hiring, please apply. But don't even apply. We'll just call you.
Don't even apply.
Don't even apply. We'll just call you. I'm like, LeToya Luckett want to be in the business. Let's get her in here. So, but besides that, you have just been like so busy. I was checking your Instagram just to see what everything you've been doing, and it's like a product here and a show here and promoting this and being here and there. How do you manage like from being in music and acting and being a mom and all this stuff? How do you manage?
You know what? I've always been asked, how do you find balance? How do you, keep it together when you're having to do all these different things? And I mean, I don't think you can try and find balance, but actually finding it, being successful at it, is super duper tough. I don't even know if you can even do something like that, because I think it's one thing to be able to prioritize things, especially on certain days. Like, I know I have radio today, so I'm gonna do this, make sure I go to sleep on time so I don't regret it, but I'll see, the kiddos later. So get in a nap. Make sure that I find that me time so that I can relax, so that I'm not going in there tired and being impatient and doing all these different things. I think it's about prioritizing as best you can. I've tried to make the schedule for the day. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Life can life.
Right.
And we find ourselves thrown off track. But I would say take it minute by minute, hour by hour, be present in whatever moment that you're in. And of course, when you're working, things are gonna come up, but I'm just happy to be working. I'm happy that I get to dabble and dibble and dabble in all sorts of different things and do different collaborations and a movie here, a show there, performing. I'm glad that I'm able to still share my gifts. So I try and keep the best attitude that I possibly can, and I try to find balance in it.
Yes.
But sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I ain't.
You're normal. Like, it happens.
Give yourself some grace. You got to give grace.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that, because like I feel like a lot of people will tell me that I'm busy or I have something going on. Granted, it's not as busy as you are, but like I guess for the average person, it is a lot, like radio and events and stuff. And they're like, they'll ask me like, how do you manage or whatever? And I remember like praying to be busy. So I'm like, I'm never taking this like for granted or like, complaining about it, because I remember like talking about it. I was like, I asked for this. So I feel like if you ask for something or something's like coming to you, you can't be mad at it.
For sure.
You gotta be ready for it. So to know that you gotta do that too,
oh, absolutely.
That's what's up.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Now, out of all the things that you do, and we can include like the philanthropy work, like you talk to like students to continue education, Lady L Boutique, even from Destiny's Child to the solo career. What has been like, kind of like the most defining moment in your career where you're like, wow, Miss LeToya Luckett from Houston, Texas did this? Do you have that moment?
That's a great question. There's been a few moments that haven't probably gotten the light that people would expect from a moment like that. But like even when I received my Grammys, I didn't go on stage and receive it, but I got it off the UPS truck.
Okay.
And to be able to look over and see that I have them, and there's so many gifted artists who haven't gotten to experience that before, I'm like, wow, like, I don't take that for granted at all. And also to say that I was in a group with some phenomenal artists is such a blessing. So I think every time I think of something like that, or going solo, and I think I'll say for as far as a solo artist, when I found out my album was #1, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it because I didn't see myself going solo. I didn't see myself just having an album after DC. So for that to have happened and to have gotten the love and support on touring on the album, I got to tour with Mary J. Blige. That was like a wow moment for me. But like I said, they might be little moments, but to me they're big moments, and there's been so many of them. I'm grateful for it all. I'll say that.
Those are usually the special moments too, like the ones that don't, like you said, make it to light, and it's just personally for you.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that give me chills a little bit. Like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, those are kind of the best moments, because you can really take it in and really sit there with a heart of gratitude and be grateful to God for what's happening in that moment. And it's not about the cameras flickering and it's somebody interviewing about it or you being celebrated for it. It's really just like, wow, God, thank you. You know, this is an intimate moment between you and I, and this means more. This moment means more to me than anything.
I love that. Was it scary to put out a solo album and tour by yourself, like with, other acts, of course, on a tour, just by yourself, not having any other girls with you? Was that hard? Or
I would have anxiety attacks.
Yeah?
I would have anxiety attacks before going on stage every show, until I think we were on that tour like 3 months, until maybe 2 months in. And then I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. I accepted it. And then I started to have fun with it. And then I wished I would have had that much fun, like, from the beginning. Because I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. It's not so scary. Like, you're here for a reason. You can do this. You can do this. You're meant to do this. And yeah, I still struggle with it. I have to be honest. I still struggle with it, because when you know, for so many years came up standing on a stage next to, 3 other beautiful ladies singing y'all songs, then yeah, you get used to it. It's hard to think about entertaining a crowd by yourself sometimes when you've gotten so comfortable with doing it a certain way. Yeah, and that I struggled with that for a while.
But now you're surpassed it, right? So now you're like,
Yeah.
you're like a pro at this now, right?
Yeah, I sometimes fake that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am still nervous every time I go on stage. Like, I've learned to pray and say my affirmations and do all the things, but oh yeah, it'd be bubble guts, butterflies every time I go on stage. And I ask my friends and family, I'm like, can you tell I was nervous? They're like, nah, you what? I'm like, child, I have to go into a full-fledged character before I go on stage.
I've heard people have to do that
You do.
too.
You got to trick your mind a little bit. Like, you're not terrified.
Yeah.
This is,
It's all in your head.
yeah, it's all in your head.
Yeah. Now, speaking of like girl groups, like I said, you're part of one of the most iconic girl groups, and like coming from the 90s and 2000s, of course, and where you had the abundance of girl groups. And we kind of saw it decline a little bit, but now I feel like it's picking up with, I don't know if you heard about Flow. I think it's like a 3-girl group from London, I think.
Yes, I follow them on IG. Yes, they can sing, baby.
They're good.
And when I listened to them, and I think I was scrolling one time and they came up, and I was like, oh, whoa. I haven't seen or felt this in a while.
Yes.
And it was just so, it was the best feeling, because I'm like, girl groups were everything. Like, everything. I came up listening to En Vogue, Jade, like, these are the girl groups that and Boyz II Men, not just girl groups, but just groups, period. You had your one that you liked, the one that you kind of like, oh, he cute, or dang, I want to do my hair like her. The different personalities. I love a good singing group.
Yes.
And I know that, but labels are cutting down, it's budget issues, it's this, it's that. But it was so refreshing to see a girl group that was all of them were equally talented, killing the stage together, and they had their own little vibe. It wasn't like a copy of anything I'd seen before.
Now, from one girl group legend to another girl group that's coming up, do you have any advice? Like any let me tell you what to look out for, or like what you should be doing, like anything you could say?
You're a team. You're a team. Every basketball team, football team, baseball team, everybody plays their position. And it's when egos get involved. It's when you guys stop communicating. It's when you allow other people to get in your ear to say, well, you should be, well, you know, or the label, or never forget why you're doing it. Never forget what you're doing it for. Never forget the beauty of being able to share the stage or share the studio mic with two people that want it just as bad as you do. You know, like I think that the money gets involved, the business politics get involved, and we lose sight of why we're really there. You know, and it's hard to go back to those moments when y'all were auditioning and you were trying to get the deal and you were trying to this and whatever, and the love that y'all had and the hunger and drive that you had. It's hard to go back to that once, you know, you get to a certain place in your career, success, whatever. But I'm not saying that was any Destiny Child issues, because I know y'all like to. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, with any type of relationship, those are the things that you need. This is a marriage. This was a marriage. You know, I was in a marriage, and the divorce hurt. So you think about that. You know, when it's decision making time and egos get involved, like you guys need each other. You are what makes this group, not the other people involved. Yeah, I think I should stop there.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's pretty good. Would you ever manage a girl group?
Would I ever manage?
Like A&R? Look, that's too much work. Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm never gonna say never. I'm never gonna say never. I would, but times are different. Times are different. Somebody got on their comments and was like, I heard your little soprano note in whatever. You should be leading all the songs. I ain't got time to be breaking up them fights.
Oh yeah.
Over a comment on IG. Ain't enough time. So, but I would do it if first of all, if God was like, if he gave me peace about it, but two, if I had 3 people that were on, or 4 people that were on the same page about things, and had the same values, and had a love and respect for each other, and who were gifted and who wanted it, and it wasn't for just about money or popularity or, you know, quick fame or any of that stuff like that. I'm not gonna say no. I wouldn't say no to that.
Okay. So for any girl groups that hear this and find
Lord,
LeToya in Houston, find her and sing for her some. Yeah. No, LeToya Luckett, I appreciate you coming to the station, of course, doing the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and coming here and talking to me real quick. I know you got a flight to catch and all that good stuff, but let everybody know where they can follow you and get to see everything about you. Like I said, see you being a mommy and an actress and singing. Where can they find you at?
At LeToya Luckett, and that's LeToya Luckett. Yeah, that's for Instagram. I'm not on any of I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll say that for Instagram and Facebook. I haven't gotten into the threads. And all that.
You ain't
I'm
on
gonna
there?
check it out. Child, look.
Oh,
I got 2 toddlers.
you do?
All right, I'm barely trying to look at my phone right now.
Right.
But I know it's important. So at me, at LeToya Luckett on IG, and yeah, that's how you stay in the know about what's going on with me.